Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talkin' Tennis, the only tennis podcast you need to be listening to get all your headlines, results, and well-informed, unfiltered opinion. Been a big couple of weeks of tennis with lots happening on the men's and women's game, and we're here to cover it all. I'm your host. They call me Adam the Animal, and I'm joined by my two partners in crime. Firstly, the man to my left who lost his personal best record last week of best racket smash of all time, losing that to Arthur Fees. It's Chrissy P. How are you, Chris?
Doing well, Adam. Thank you for the introduction. Yes, it was an almighty racket smash from the big Arthur. It got me thinking as well, that intro, about a bit of a tantrum I had back in the junior days. And I think one that stood out for me was not necessarily smashing my racket, but I threw my racket over the fence of the tennis court. And over the fence wasn't another tennis court. It was actually like bushland. And I had to pause the game mid-match to, try and get my hand under and go and get it, but I couldn't do it. So I had to do the all walk of shame. So, yeah, not my proudest moment.
You didn't have any spare rackets in the old bag? What? The 9-year-old Chrissy P didn't have 5 rackets spare, ready to go?
Definitely had spares, but I think those spare rackets had some already had, dents and chips in them, so they weren't in the greatest of conditions to be the number one racket.
Maybe the cracked racket heads. It was an almighty racket smash by Arthur. We can talk on that one quickly, but I'll introduce my other partner in crime, the man to my right, the man who's had to retire hurt more in his career, second only to the WTA Dubai event a couple of weeks back. It's Varjos. How are you, Adrian?
Thank you. Thank you for another accurate introduction there, Adam. Much appreciated. Going all right. Good to be back after a couple of weeks and a lot going on, actually, so keen to get stuck in.
Worries, and we will get stuck in. Dubai 500 last week. Daniil Medvedev won in the best way possible, in my opinion, via walkover, defeating Tallon Griekspoor, who had to withdraw before the final after suffering a serious left hamstring injury. And unfortunately, he will miss the Indian Wells tournament, which kicks off tomorrow as well. He injured his hamstring during his semi-final victory over Andrei Rublev. But before that, Medvedev had a good tournament, had a big week, didn't drop a set for the whole tournament and took out Auger-Aliassime as well on path to tournament. From memory, Chris, I think you said Medvedev was in for a big year.
Did. Yeah, I'm bullish on Medvedev, despite him not going as deep as, I would have liked to have gone at the AO. He's certainly started off his season and year well. And I believe it was the first time that he's actually won a tournament twice. So Dubai is a tournament now where he has won it 2 times. So he's, got that monkey off his shoulder. But he, had a good run. He got, you could say, he got fortunate. Would like to think that he would have had Griekspoor's number in the final. But he's certainly coming into form at a very pivotal point in the lead up to Indian Wells.
He certainly is. And of course, speaking of Indian Wells, we'll try not to touch too much on politics tonight, and maybe just rein me in if I do want to go down the path of politics. But a couple of players are stuck in the Middle East at the moment and haven't made their way over to Indian Wells. Medvedev being one of them. I think Rublev was another. There might be one or two others as well who are still stuck there. So, a bit happening overseas at the moment.
I saw they had he had some plans, Medvedev and Rublev, because they're mates, comrades, one might say. I think they had some plans to get out, get some kind of bus or something out there and then get a private jet from whatever other neighbouring country to get out. But it's not ideal for anybody, but yeah.
No, not a good situation. I think Mira Andreeva was another one. So I don't know why it's all the Russians who are stuck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'll watch this space. I don't know what they're going to do with Indian Wells, whether they have to withdraw, give them another couple of days to get it over there. I think Medvedev would have a bye in the first round being seeded in Indian Wells. But, yeah, it's a bit of an unfortunate situation. Medvedev also jumps to number 3 in the race to the finals as well as a result of that win. Of course, probably watch that a bit closer throughout the year as we get closer to the end of the year tournament.
He jumps to number 3 in what?
In the race to the finals, the rankings for the end of year tournament.
Yeah. So does that have their own separate ranking?
The points would restart. So every calendar year they restart. So it's sort of a fair, assessment in terms of who makes that top 10 final. The points for this year don't carry over.
Okay. Confuse you, Adrian. We need 2 sets of rankings.
Yes. Okay.
It's not confusing enough already.
Yeah, that's right.
It's actually impossible to keep on top of the rankings with defending points and this and that. And then you get this as well. So, sorry, Adge, we'll keep you across all of it.
Appreciate it.
Another tournament wrapped up last week in Acapulco. Demonal was in this tournament, but he just bowed out first round and I think spent the rest of the week with his fiancée in Mexico. It was Flavio Cobolli, the Italian, capped off a dream week in Mexico, defeating Chris's man, the All-American Francis Tiafoe, 7-6, 6-4 to capture the title in a grueling 2-hour and 9-minute battle. 23-year-old Italian showcased his immense grit, fighting back from a 1-3 deficit in the first set tie break and shaking off a late push from Tiafoe, who got to 4-all in the second set. So it was his third career ATP title win, and I think brings him in the top 20 as well of the rankings, and his first ever win on the hard courts. So I'm not sure how much you caught of this tournament, but yeah, there were a couple of top seeds who bowed out early, and it was Cobolli who walked away with the title.
He got the job done. Yeah, big foe, as the Americans, or as he likes to call himself. Probably.
I'll not be calling him that.
No, I won't go into my disdain for him just yet. We're a bit early in the app. But he was probably a bit fortunate to get in the final to begin with. I mean, he had Nakashima in the semis, and Nakashima, well, he blew it in terms of he could have sealed that match and had a final spot for himself. Nakashima being a set and break up. But I guess credit's due, and Tiafoe coming back and coming from behind, getting the job done. But, Cobolli, though, I was so glad to see him win and getting the job done against Francis. He had his forehands on the run was something else. They were a sight to behold. He was making running forehands cross courts, just made it look like he was doing it in his sleep. It was beautiful. So
there was one that comes to mind. There was one where Tiafoe should have put him away. It was up at the net. All he went to do, I think it was like a backhand lob down the line. It didn't work. And he shifted center. He ended up smashing it again back down the same line. Cobolli ran across, hit a forehand running winner down the line where it hit the tape. I don't know, did you see that one? Hit the tape and then just landed in. Tiafoe just shook his head and turned around.
I did actually. And watching Tiafoe's reaction was just,
that was something you would appreciate it.
It was a beautiful sight.
Take your word for that one, Adrian. We'll have to bet on the old Twitter handle.
Yeah.
It was a good week for Italian tennis. The Santiago Open, the ATP 250, the Dairy picked up the tournament win as well, winning 7-6, 7-5 against the German Huffman. So Italian tennis is in a great space at the moment. Probably them and the Americans absolutely dominating on the men's side of things.
Yeah, we did speak about what's in the waters there in Italy. It is interesting to see that it's still continuing on. I wasn't sure about Cobolli after the Davis Cup win, but he's proved me wrong in a good way, doing well, winning that tournament. So yeah, good on him. Happy for him. He seems like a good lad. Seems like a good lad too.
I was quite disappointed with his early exit at the Australian Open first round. He got beat convincingly, and didn't look like he was interested in it at all in that match, but he claimed to be unwell. But the Dairy, we watched him, Varjos, at the AO, and he's a big hitter. He's a very physical
He was
player.
looking good.
He can strike a ball. I would just like for him, though, the Dairy, just to add another element to his game instead of just, being a big baseliner. So when he played Sinner and lost against Sinner at the Australian Open, he was just playing that one game style where Sinner just absorbed his pace. So I'd like to see the Dairy, improve and get better and start to knock off some of the bigger players, the top 10 players. I think he's ranked currently at 21 in the world, but he's certainly got the capability of beating some players that are higher ranked than him. I would like for him just to change things up a bit. Maybe slice, come to the net, or just add some variability to his game.
Sorry, correction on my part. Dadiri is the one who cracked the top 20, so he'll jump to 18 now after that tournament win. Chris from 21 and Cobolli at number 14. And just on that AO, from memory, Cobolli, I think he had some bad diarrhea in that first round from memory, which cost him his early round exit. So in terms of what's in the water age, I don't know, mate. I just some sort of red wine. I don't know what's going on. There's something going on.
Margarita.
It's all at the same age as well.
Yeah, it's either making you shit yourself or win tournaments. There's no in between.
There's no middle ground.
A bit like my tennis career,
age as well. Or a Saturday night for you. And the other major tournament that wrapped up last week, on the women's side, a bit of a low-key 250 tournaments. I think a lot of the women took the week off in prep of Indian Wells this week. But Cristina Bucsa has finally broken through, capping off her career best week, taking out her first ever singles title at the Merida Open in Mexico. Normally a doubles player, she grounded out a 3-set victory, as well as beating Polini during a tournament as well in the semi-finals. So shout out for her first tournament win as well. And then everyone's favourite tournament. Well, I don't know, they call it the fifth slam. I don't know if Chris subscribes to that theory, but the big Indian Wells tournament this week kicks off tomorrow. There's been qualifiers going on during the last couple of days. Draws came out. All the heavy hitters are in on the men's side. A couple of mouth-watering clashes in the quarterfinals. The one I did laugh at was Sinner and Shelton in the quarterfinals. I feel sorry for young Shelton if he's going to have to face up to Sinner again and get walloped. Chris has no sympathy for him, though.
Well, look, I'd rather him play, for Shelton's sake, I'd rather him play Sinner than Alcaraz. I mean, Alcaraz is in the much better form. And plus, Shelton's got the home crowd on his side, and he's such a vocal player. So it's going to be his best chance to date for him to knock off Sinner. I'm not sure what their head-to-heads are, assuming he hasn't beaten him before. This would probably be his best chance. He is playing great tennis, there's no denying that. And Sinner, on the other hand, well, he has to, I guess, maintain his level of perfection and performance, really. He's had a bit of a lull recently, hasn't played that much since the AO.
Yes, correct. You're talking about Sinner, sorry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Only the one tournament, and he bowed out early in that one. And yes, Sinner's looking for his first ever title as well. So 2 semi-final appearances back in 2023 and 24, where he lost to Alcaraz both times. Has got Novak Djokovic in his half of the draw, as well as Jack Draper, who's the defending champion from last year. Yeah. Adrian, any early thoughts on this one?
I definitely can't see Draper winning again. I think that would require a miracle. I don't know how it happened last year, to be honest. Yeah, good on him for last year, but I can't see him. Sorry? What was that, sorry? Yeah, I can't see it happening again. Something that caught my eye there was I saw the note of Sinner arriving with a reduced team. Do you know more on that? Why? Is he just travelling light or just there some issues brewing in the Sinner camp? What's happening there?
Must be tighten the funds.
Yeah.
He hasn't won enough tournaments this year.
Who knows? Look, his team could be coming later. They could be coming, 3-4 days into the tournament, assuming, he advances. I mean, yeah.
Sorry, Adrian, I don't have more details on that. Could be any reason.
Yeah. I think, not to get ahead of myself, but I can't see, I don't know, with Demon Orr, it's hard to see him maintaining that position. I can't see him making big inroads here at Indian Wells either. I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't know. Getting that doubt again with Demon Orr. It was all looking good a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know what's changed my mind there. If it was the early exit, the last tournament, I don't know what it is.
It was on clay. It was in Mexico. Caddy Bolter was playing in Mexico as well. I think he just wanted the early holiday.
Yeah, maybe. So hopefully I'm wrong and he keeps on going, because we were mentioning the other week, you made a bold comment saying that aside from the Sinkaraz, he's currently the best player out there. So that was a bold call, which I agreed with at the time.
Exiting in the first round.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All that talk of a lot of great Italian players, but there are lots of great US players too. Whether we were just talking about Ben Shelton, but can be Taylor Fritz make some inroads. Tommy Paul's also been quite quiet as of late. For Chris's sake, let's hope Tiafoe doesn't make any big inroads. And can Lerner also get up there? So they do have a strong presence in the top 50 there, but yeah, Nakashima as well. Yeah, it's hard once you get to the big boys.
There's going to be some upsets. Just looking at the draw, there's always upsets. I mean, Dimitrov got a somewhat of a tricky match first up against Atmain, the Frenchman. Who else we got?
See, I like him. Is it Admane or however you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking his game.
Just seeing who else. I like Kovacevic to beat Hurkacz. I don't think Hurkacz is in any form since he's returned. He is in Kaka form. So Kovacevic as well has had a decent summer at the AO. I like him to beat him there. Draper, he's going to get a bye, as we've mentioned, and he'll play the winner out of Batista Agut and Marozsan, the Hungarian. But yeah, there's always upsets. But I was just something that caught my eye by looking at the draw is that obviously the seeds get a bye into the second round, but the draw is 128. It's a 128 round draw, meaning that if you're not a qualifier, if you're not a seed, it means you have to win 7 matches to win the tournament, similar to a Grand Slam. So, yeah, just something that caught my eye. I'm not sure if it's always been that way or if it's something that it's been introduced lately, but yeah, goes back to my theory, what I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. They got absolutely shat on by the masses, that we need bigger draws and reduced tournaments. But anyway, that discussion can be unpacked for another time.
And take the people's opinion on Reddit any seriously, so it's worth negative, actually. So if they say it's a bad idea, it probably means it's a good idea in my book. And to your point on the draw, no, I think that's always been a 96. I think they are different for the 1,000 tournaments, but from memory, they've always been at that 96 level. So yeah, I've never thought of it that way. A non-seed has to pretty much win it like a Grand Slam. Probably puts them at a big disadvantage. Adrian, just to round out the men's side of Indian Wells, if you had to pick I don't want to say a smoky, but you have to pick one player to run deep, who are you liking? And I assume you're going to pick from the pool of Americans that you just rattled off. You only get one, though.
I think I saw, where was it? Mizzetti and Phils. I was thinking Phils originally, but then I saw he's going to come up against 2 qualifiers, which he'll probably win that. But then he's up against Mizzetti. So Musetti might.
First tournament back.
I think
for Musetti,
Musetti, I'd like to see him. Sorry?
First tournament back for Musetti since the Aussie Open.
Well, he should be fresh.
Also be right.
Do I? Yeah. I'm gonna go stick with him. Big Lorenzo. Why not? Makes him inroads.
That's your choice.
First one back.
Fresh man, Lorenzo Musetti. Chris, same question for you. If you had
Why
to
not?
pick someone a bit on the outer, a bit of an outsider who you think can go deep and cause a bit of an upset after you spent, no doubt, all day today studying the draw.
Yeah. The man who I just mentioned before, Brandon Nakashima, I reckon he's been on the tour a long time. And looking at his age, he's only 24 years old. And we're starting to see more of him now. He's healthy. He's fit. As previously what we've seen, he's making it deep into tournaments. He'll need to get past Zverev, though, in the round of 32 and possibly Cobolli in the round of 16 as well. But look, if he can get past Zverev, or he's got to buy first round, then he'll play Cobolli or Dam. Never heard of him in the round 64. If he can get past Zverev in the round of 32, the draw will open up for him. Home crowd on his side, obviously, but he just has to stay fit and healthy and play his game. I reckon he'll be stewing after his loss against Big Foe. He'll be spewing and he'll be wanting. I hope that just stokes the fire a bit more in his belly.
Bold choice. I'm going to go Jakub Mensik to go deep. If we go back a couple of weeks ago, I forgot where they were. I don't know if it was Rotterdam. Beats Sinner and then loses the next rounds, which was a bit of a shit. I feel like if you're going to beat Sinner or Alcaraz en route in a tournament, you really have to go and make the final. I feel like you can't just...
It always happens in tennis, whether it's a Grand Slam or just a 1,000 to 500 tournament. A player gets a massive upset in the semi-finals or the quarterfinals. They win. That's their final in their minds. Like, that's their moment where it's like relief. Like, I've already accomplished so much, and like the pressure just fades away for the next round. You rarely see a player, have a phenomenal upset in the quarters and they back it up again with another solid performance and then going for the final as well. It's always they get that big one and then sure enough, they're probably going to lose next round.
I'm sure there's a lot of that internal pressure of, well, I've just taken out a top seed and now I'm now expected to win this next match, and it just gets up in their head. You're right. And they're just their final is in their mind.
Yeah.
Point.
They're thinking about their ranking points. They're thinking about cash. They're thinking, well, I shouldn't have got this far. Like, pressure's off. Now, anything beyond this is just a bonus. So their mindset's off in terms of playing another match and trying to win. They're still riding that high, which is, can be a detriment.
For the record, it was in Qatar where he beat Sinner in the quarterfinal and then lost after fees in straight sets in the semi. So not a bad loss. Arthur's in hot form at the moment since his return this year. And then Dubai last week, he lost to Griekspoor, who ended up withdrawing in the final. So he's lost to two guys who are in hot form at the moment. But he's my pick to run deep, and he's on the same side as Sinner as well. So I thought there might be some demons for Sinner if they do end up meeting down.
Credit to the lad.
We'll go to
20. He's only 20 years old. Yeah, he's doing well. What is he, 12? Ranking? Around there?
Is. Yeah, he is 12.
12. Fair play to the lad. He's doing well, my boy.
Youngest player in the top
20.
Well, more.
Until you get to Fonseca.
Yeah. That's right. 35.
My boy.
I've got Lerner Teen as the next youngest, but that's okay.
20.
He's on the younger side.
Yes, 20.
Oh, that's right.
Big future ahead of him, and he might appear later in the podcast when we're talking about ones to watch for 2026. And spoiler or not. Chris, we'll go to your favourite part of the Indian Wells tournaments, the women's sides. Serena Sabalenka headlines the event. On the women's side, in the top half of the draw, we could face the 2018 champion Naomi Osaka. Iga Swiatek faces a difficult path en route to the final. She could potentially face the number 8 seed and defending champion Mira Andreeva. That's if she makes it to Indian Wells. And of course, we get a bit of the Legends tennis as well, with Venus Williams returning to action, receiving a main draw wild card. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. I'm all on Legends watch this year. I forgot to check if Wawrinka's in the main draw. I presume he is, although I didn't see him come up in my research. Is he in it, Chris?
Yeah, he's in it. I think he got a wild card. He's in there.
I couldn't see him. You sure?
I think I read somewhere he's in.
I just did a quick command F. Couldn't find him. Well,
we're on the draw on the ATP site where it's got like buy, or TBA, sorry, where it's got that. He'll slot in there, or even in the qualifier.
Okay. Okay.
There's a lot.
It's a buy's a buy. They're going to slot him into a buy.
Sorry. No. I corrected myself. No, we're not
qualifier.
Buy or the TBA. He'll be on the qualifier.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Sorry.
Right, so there'll be a wild card in place of that qualifier spot. Yeah, okay. Yes, my Control F didn't yield a result on the Stan Wawrinka search either. Chris, outside of Elena Rybakina, not sure if you saw my response tweet at you today. Did you see it?
Well, at the model shoot she was doing for Yonex.
Yes.
Yeah, mate, that's been everywhere on my X feed, and my God, isn't she? She turned some heads. My goodness gracious me! When you think a woman couldn't possibly get more beautiful, she just goes ahead. She produces an image like that. I say hang it in the Louvre. That's what I say.
I'm going to have to search this up.
It might get stolen.
From me.
Adrian, did you see the natural beauty on Twitter this week?
I did not see the natural beauty on display. I'm going to have to search it up. So,
why it was so eye-catching, it wasn't just her natural beauty, but it was just her just stone-cold face and lack of facial expressions when she was doing the shoot. She had the same face that she made after she'd won the Australian Open. It was just that same. Okay. She was just giving this half a smile, and it was just very funny. She's just like so expressionless, but at the same time, very attractive. I don't understand it.
No, she had some attitude. She had a real prominent look. I rated it. It was a look with feeling and emotion. There was something behind it. More emotion than feeling behind.
There's something behind that blank stare. I'm sure there was.
There was.
Maybe. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't comment. I'm going to have to.
Well, maybe she was thinking of me when that photo shoot was happening.
Maybe it's on her Instagram page, Adrian. I'm not sure. We're just going to have a look and have a search. While we're on social media, Chris, what about Sabalenka's TikTok? Did you happen to catch any of that?
Despicable, disgusting. Every time I see her face and just her stupid TikToks, I just want to punch my phone. I don't know.
It's a natural reaction.
I get mad. I'm already sickened enough by this generation with TikToks and Instagram, and she just fits that mold perfectly. So it's no wonder why, she despises me. I just can't stand it. She just thinks she's this baddie, this bad girl, and terrible. Can't stand it. Anyway, any more hate from me, I'm going to start to sound like you on Twitter, Adam.
Is that her? Was it her like walking through a hotel?
Yeah.
Hotel hallway? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just picked it up then.
And the camera is like conveniently placed. Yeah, conveniently placed like under her breasts, and showing all that cleavage.
Mm.
Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be a champion of the game, and if you do that, like you can't imagine Alcaraz and Sinner doing something like that.
It's a different time, mate. You gotta get with the times.
What do you mean different time? They're in the same time.
But you living in the past, mate. Of course, Roger and Buddy Rafa and the like, they weren't going to do that. Whoever else was champion there, Steffi Graf, she wasn't pulling shit like that, I'm sure.
You didn't see Serena Williams do it.
Well, yeah, but I don't know, it was still kind of before. But she was doing her own shit though.
Serena Williams has moved on to doing advertisements for Ozempic during the Super Bowl at halftime, so she's moved on to other ventures. Speaking of, it's looking like she's on a path back to playing against Serena, which, again, if you go back and listen to our pod late last year, we called this. I don't have the latest, but last I checked, I think she's playing, Chris. So are you looking forward to Williams doubles later in the year?
Playing what? Playing what? Pickleball?
Tennis. Shall we play tennis?
With Bouchard. Yeah, look, I think I saw a clip of her doing some practice serves, and I just said to myself, this isn't going to end well. I'm like, what are you doing? Just retire. Go off into the sunset. Just, you had your time. Let the next gen play. But no, she's back. More attention. Anyway.
Chris doesn't like the veterans coming back and prolonging their career, hanging on for as long as possible.
It's like a sequel to a movie that shouldn't have had the sequel. The first movie was good enough as it is. Why are you getting greedy and trying to make more money when you're just going to ruin your reputation? This is the same thing. The sequel is never better. Stop it.
Never.
1 out of 100.
Yes. Yeah, I get it. Maybe people I don't know, they want to stay relevant, and that's their way of staying relevant, getting back in. Even though I can't see her making inroads in whatever she wishes to accomplish, but maybe just the fact if it's an internal thing. I think we spoke about this last time, and I was kind of in defense for him, where it's an internal thing. Maybe she wants to know that she is good enough to work her way back and do it. And even if she gets knocked out in the first round, it's the fact that she was good enough to get there in the first place. That might be enough for her. Who knows? We'll never know.
You know, you're saying good enough, but can't she just walk into her second lounge room and look at all her trophies and accomplishments over her career span and realize, hey, I am good enough. I don't need to come back.
Same reason a 50-year-old man goes and buys a Porsche 911 convertible. Just midlife crisis. Maybe that's her way of dealing with whatever's going on.
You've had your kids.
Yeah, you've had your kids, and now you're like, I wonder if I can still do it, even after I've had kids. Yeah, who knows? It's different for a guy. You don't have to push out a baby. Maybe that's the thing that they want to prove.
Adrian's turned.
And I'll still do this.
Never thought I'd see the day.
But we can't all agree on everything, can we?
No, it'd be quite a boring podcast if we did. So
yes, maybe I agree, and I'm just spitting out this bullshit. You'll never know. Maybe this isn't water. Maybe this is straight vodka. You'll never know.
One week he's drinking red wine. Other weeks he's got beer. Now he's got either water or vodka. We can't really tell. We don't really know.
I like to keep my viewers in Idaho guessing each week.
Like California, you shout out to California, where
there's a strong contingent in California that follow your every word, Varjos.
Don't worry, I'll give him a shout out later on. Don't worry about that.
All right, Chris, give me your thoughts on the women's sides. Again, you don't have to give me a winner. Just give me someone who you're watching closely, who you think might be able to go far in the tournament this week. And you can't say Rebecca. I know you're going to be watching her closely no matter what. And Adrian, better put that vodka down because I'm coming to you next.
I'm going to go for Jovic, the young
I like that.
American. Yeah. She'll ride the momentum, ride the wave of the home crowd. Time to make her mark.
I like that one. Another young up-and-comer who could be in for a big tournament. What about you, Adrian? Who are you watching?
I was talking about this young lady with a student of mine today, actually. Came up. But yeah, she does ring a bell because Djokovic was talking about her a few weeks back as well, because she's got Serbian heritage, I think, and Djokovic was giving her some pointers. So I'm sure she'll take every word he has said and use it to her advantage. Otherwise, aside from her, Where is she? The old...
Say, if you want to say Jovic as well, you can.
Yeah, no, but we'll go... I'd like to see Svitolina continue on her run.
I had that written down.
Still play Jackass.
I agree with
keep
you.
picking
For the
Andreeva.
record.
Yeah,
She's had a
can't
good.
keep picking
She's had a
Andreeva
good start
for-
to a year. No, you
Yeah.
can't.
A
No,
lot of
so
other
yeah, Svitolina.
players. A lot of other players that you could have mentioned. I feel you got Mbokov as well, who's going in as a 10th seed. You could also have mentioned, where is she? The young Filipina Ila as well, coming in as a 31st seed. Very popular. You're going for the old timers, going for the new blood.
Thought you would have gone your old mate Bencic.
I'm off the Bencic bandwagon in 2026. Early.
You're off it?
She peaked round 1 Aussie Open, and that's it. I'm off the bandwagon. I'm jumping on the Svitolina bandwagon now.
Yeah, that's a fair bandwagon.
She'll
Not
probably
for
win it.
Monfils,
She'll probably
but
win it now.
Bencic.
I'd
yeah,
like to
that'd be
see.
fine.
I'd like to see Navarro do well as well. Maybe with the home crowd, doesn't get not as big a personality as your Cocos and your other US players, particularly. Well, Collins isn't there anymore. She was another. I don't know. The Americans seem to love her and get around her. Yeah, you don't see as much of that love around Navarro, but I know I don't mind the way she goes about it.
Age's secondary pick for the tournament. Alrighty, and then of
And I
course
also
we've got
didn't know.
Miami after that as well.
I was going to say, I didn't know we had an Aussie in the top 30. Maya Joint coming in at rank 29.
She somehow stayed in the top 30, even though she hasn't done a lot for this season. But yeah, she's hanging in there. I think she was higher at the start of the year from memory.
Yeah, and you got Osaka, who's the 16th seed as well, and she's done pretty much next to nothing as well. Just goes to show the strength of women's tennis right now is at an all-time low. I'm just spitting facts here, boys. All right, it's got nothing to do with my misogyny. It's got nothing to do with that. That's sitting in the shelf.
It's true. You get that. Cristina Bucsa wins that one tournament, jumps a lazy 32 points, up to 31. Yeah. Sakari, what's she done? What's happened with her?
Yep.
34.
The tournament, you should jump 30 spots, shouldn't you?
Yeah, but I think like what Chris is saying is that, like, look at their ranking points. They're just bizarre. You've got Sabalenka just dominating out there. Chris's mate.
Raducanu still has 25th seed as well. These seeds, they're caca. Some of them. They're terrible. You got Mboko, who's 19, 20 years old, young, making a mark, coming in as the 10th seed. So 10th? 10th seed. That's absurd. It's just anything goes. Jovic as well, another child that's playing. 18th seed. Yeah, Maya Joint.
19 years old.
Maya Joint, 19, yeah.
Child, another one. She's done... No one knows about her. Like, seed, here's a buy for you. You get in the second round. It's nuts.
As usual, this the podcast has transcended into a hate for the women's game. So it's
no wonder why Serena Williams wants to come back. She's looking at all these draws and looking at these players like, I could fucking whip these Spuds up in half an hour. Yeah. I'm all for Serena. Go on, get in there, Serena. Make your mark. Do it.
180.
That's it.
Complete 180.
What about Kostic?
Draw.
What about Kostic?
I think I changed my mind now.
Yeah, I mean, look, these players, they probably play one good tournament, make a quarters, semis, and all of a sudden, like Adrian said, you go up 30 spots in the ranking, and then all of a sudden, you get to 1,000s like this, you're a seed. It's not that hard to crack the top 50 or the top 100 in WTA. I'll tell you that much.
Well, when you have a daughter one day, Chris, I think you can comfortably get it to the top 100.
Absolutely. I just need a uterus, and the rest would leave it to me.
Very good. All right, moving on before Spotify kicks us off their platform once and for all. We're already on our second strike, and I feel like after today's pod, the third strike is coming. Gentlemen, I thought we would do a segment where we look into the crystal ball of 2026. I know we're already in March and 2 months have lapsed. At least this is giving you time to read the form for 2026. But what I want to get from you both is 2 players you're buying and 2 players you're selling. So effectively 2 players who you think you're going to have a big year and shoot up the rankings who you want to buy. And then conversely, 2 players who you think are overhyped, overranked. You think they're probably not going to be in for a good year and could potentially fall down the rankings. And what we're going to do is you're going to give me 2 buys, 2 sells. I'm going to grab their names. I'm going to grab their rankings. And then I'm going to give you points based on their rankings at the end of the year. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to tally up who wins and one of you are going to win a prize. Don't ask me what the prize is.
Can't wait. Let's do it.
Okay. Would you like to go first, young man?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Okay.
The first person I'm buying is Thomas Martin Echeverry.
Should jump on the bandwagon after he's already just won a tournament.
Well, I'm sorry. We could have done this last week. I was good and ready, and he was still going to be my pick, all right? He just won his first tournament, ATP, all right? So, and I've always liked Thomas. He's a great clay court player. He just needs to carry that form onto the hard court season.
Very nice. What's his ranking at the moment?
His ranking is 31.
31. Okay, so he's got some room to climb up the rankings. So you're banking on a good clay season for him then?
Well, it's just a good year in general, I think. Yeah, room to grow, definitely.
Very nice. I actually like that pick. Who was your second buy?
Well, I'm sticking with the South American flavour. My second pick will be Sebastian Baez at rank 53.
Oof, nice.
Just to let you know as well, you're allowed to pick players that aren't from Argentina.
Really? Look, there's probably 5 players I could pick, but I'm just... I've got no strategy to this, but I'm just going to stick with Argentina all the way.
All over Baez at the United Cup earlier in the year, weren't you? You've just been following his journey from the start.
We watched him at the Open.
Yep, not at the Open, even at the tournament where Daderi won. I think he played Daderi and lost to him.
Yeah.
His ranking will go up when the clay season comes around. But yeah, obviously he's a very short guy and he's going to have a tough time on the hard court. But he looked really good at the United Cup. He beat Fritz as well. So as long as he's there, he'll get his chances. He just has to take it with both hands.
Yeah, enough. Adrian, who are you buying?
I think I might go... I'm tossing up between 2 Frenchmen. Tossing up between Atmane or Fils.
You'll lock Arthur in, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I might go Arthur. I'll lock him in.
It's a safe bet. Not a safe bet, but it's a good bet. Ranked 33 at the moment, according to my live ranking sheets. Obviously missed a lot of tennis last year, so we'll have room to move up the ranking.
And I think my other player, I feel it was a bit too high, less room to grow, but I was thinking Daderi. I think he's going to have a good year, but there's not as much room to grow there.
He's just cracked the top 20. 18. So yeah, not as many points on offer there, but it still cracked the top 10.
He still could. I think Fonseca. Chuck him in.
Disagrees with that choice.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
I might eat my words on that.
Chris is going to sell Fonseca, I reckon. 1 in the world at the moment, so plenty of room to go. One of the up-and-comers of the tour. Of course, his name.
Yeah, that's my thing.
I can't remember what the award was called, but he was the Young Man of the Year, whatever it was, and made Chris angry. It's a fair choice. He's only 19. He's got a lot of improvement to go, but maybe just a little bit ahead of his skis. I like it though. Chris, who are you selling? Who are you getting rid of? Who are you death riding, as they say in AFL parlance?
All right. The first one, and I'm sorry to all of my American viewers, but he's leaving the top 10, and that's Taylor Fritz.
Like this shout. This is a good shout. He looks cooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're banking on an injury. What's your thesis?
Well, 28 now, a lot of young blood coming through, a lot of American tennis, just, applying the pressure. Yeah, he stated at the Australian Open that his knee isn't in the greatest shape. That's going to catch up with him eventually. As we know, the schedule is jam-packed, a lot of tennis. He's going to lose out on points, probably defending a lot of points from last year as well. So I wouldn't expect him to, he's just going to slowly fade away. Sort of like do what Casper Ruud has been doing the past year to 2 years. Still be there, but, not necessarily, going deep into tournaments. So here's my first pick. Second one.
Can I go in with mine first?
Yeah, sure.
And I hate to say this because I'm a massive fan of this man.
I know who you're going to say.
But I think Bublik. Was that your guess?
No,
Did you predict it? No? Well, I'm curious to know who you thought I was going to say, but I just think Bublik will not maintain that top 10. I feel like he had a great year last year, won lots of tournaments. I can't see him maintaining that same form as he did last year. So that would be my pick, which is very unfortunate because I love watching him play, but that's my pick, unfortunately.
Good shout. Very good shout. I thought you were going to say ADM, just purely at the fact that he's getting married and I don't know, some psychology shit happens when you get married. I don't know. That's what they say.
It's turned into a piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
His mind won't be on the tennis side. I thought maybe you were going to say him, but that's not my second pick. My second pick is actually going to be ADF, Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Ranked at 19. He's already dropped 5 spots. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of players that are ranked lower than him that are better, but are much better players. So, I expect him to drop. I mean, I wouldn't even think he's 19th in the world right now. Yeah,
I got him at 17, Chris. He's gone up 2 spots in the live rankings. So you get even a bigger bargain. He's at 17.
Where are you looking? Oh, no,
I'm looking at the live rankings, mate. I'm live. You're stuck in last week.
Yes, I am. I clearly am. I had the live button unchecked. So beautiful. I love a good bargain.
Echo cancellation button. Adrian, for the record, Bublik number 10 at the moment, and Chris Taylor Fritz number 7. Yeah, Fritz could fall into 15, 20 range, which wouldn't be crazy, and you pick up a good amount of points there. So I like it. Adrian, who is your second man you are exiting? You already stole one of mine. I had Bublik written down, so I've changed mine because I'm not going to have the same as yours.
This one's tough. I have a lot of shout outs and I'm finding it hard to pick one. I think Felix will drop, but I don't think he'll drop enough for me to warrant picking him. My other one, the two that I'm tossing up between, I'll let you both know and you can tell me whether I've made the right call with either of these. One of them is my compatriot, Marin Cilic. I think he's going to drop. He's 51, but this isn't live, so I don't know what he is on the live ranking.
It's probably higher. He's 49. He's gone up 2 spots. He's having a good run, Marin Cilic.
He has. I can't see him maintaining that. The other one that just mainly for me, I hope he drops, and I think he will, but is Cameron Norrie. I just don't like that guy at all.
Wow.
Me neither.
Any particular reason?
I just think he's a piece of shit.
Shout out to all the British listeners who are streaming from Manchester, Liverpool, and Sheffield and Bournemouth.
British now. Now, we don't have a strong contingency of British listeners. I'm going to... Yeah, I'll...
28.
I think
he's 28, Norrie.
28. Is he? No, this says he's 30.
Yeah, you're not looking at the live ranking.
You're not looking at the live ranking.
He's 30 years
So he
old.
changes
You're looking at
his
the age.
age.
You're looking at the wrong. You're looking at his wrong column, mate. Okay.
No,
You're trying to short his
30,
age.
but
He's not going to.
no,
Just because he ages a year, you're not going to get a point for that.
I know. I never said he was. No, I thought you said 28. Are you saying he's 28 ranking?
Correct. Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
He's ranked 28. So
Okay.
yes. So if you're selling him, you
Yes.
need him to fall from 28, which I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty low to me, but not as low as Cilic. I think you're crazy if you pick Cilic. Like he's ranked probably where he's playing well, and I think he's playing around that 30 to 50 mark. I can just see him hovering, and if anything, climbing, unless he misses a lot of tennis throughout the.
The other one I was unsure. The other one I was unsure about is Stefanos Tsitsipas going to continue his demoralizing form and continue dropping, or will he actually just pick up? Will he pick it up? Last year was horrible, so he could. Yeah, he could continue up. All right.
It's like how low can he go?
That's right. All right. I'm going to
leading
go.
Cam Norrie. I've already written it in.
Do it. All right, fine, good.
That's what you're getting. And you're certainly not having Tsitsipas because guess what? I've got Tsitsipas and I've already got him written down. I am selling that motherfucker. You think he's gone low now? He will be out of the top 100 by the end of the year. He is on a downward spiral to mediocrity. I'm telling you now, it started at the Aussie Open. I watched him live. He was in all sorts. He's having a terrible 2025. This year has not gotten any better. He's getting worse by the week, and he'll have a 9 in front of his ranking by the end of the year. I'm going to get 40 points just on this pick alone, is my prediction. He's lost the plot.
If you say so. I mean, you're the one doing the scoring, so you'll probably find a way to make yourself win, just like our childhood when you played Monopoly and you'd be at the bank.
Just
still better because you can't count your change at age 5. I mean, you didn't pay attention in prep. That's not my problem. Okay.
It's supposed to be a family civil game and you took it too far. That's what I say.
I'm pretty sure, and I haven't checked this with Hasbro, but I'm pretty sure no game of Monopoly ever played in the history of mankind has ever been civil. Ever.
Don't tell the Parker brothers how to play the game. They know how to make a game of Monopoly, the Parker brothers.
It was the Parker brothers. I forgot who made Monopoly.
Shout out to the Sopranos fans out there paying homage to Bobby Bacalari when Tony and Bobby were playing Monopoly in the cabin.
Yeah, that ended well that night, just like our Monopoly's growing up. And my other sell is going to be Vacherot, 23 at the moment. I think he was, I don't know if he can repeat his heroics last year. I think that's I don't want to say a safe sell. I don't know. Purple Patch, 2025.
He was in my short list. I was thinking about that. I thought he's definitely not going to win another 1,000, but he seems to have improved. No. Yeah, I feel like he has improved. I don't know if it's like giving him the confidence to think, well, I can kind of compete with some of these higher ranking players, and he has been playing better. So he might go deeper in, I thought it might balance out. He'll go deeper in other tournaments, even though he won't retain the 1,000. But yeah, no, fair call.
Yeah, I think he'll benefit from getting preferential treatment with being seeded in a lot of these tournaments. Like he was seeded in the Mexican tournament last week, lost to Nakashima in the quarterfinals, but won 2 matches before that. So I think he'll have an okay year, but I don't think he'll be able to repeat those efforts. And I think that will hurt his ranking. Lerner 10, I'm buying him, ranked 24. Bit of a risk, but I just like him, and I think he'll crack the top 20 and potentially the top 10 by the end of the year as well. So,
top 10.
I'm going big calls. This is big call city. Breakout year, top 10. I think there's some spots there for the taking in that top 10.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz out, TN in.
American for an American. And my last buy, look, I'm just picking him just for shits and gigs. And just to annoy Chris, if this pick comes off, I fully expect it won't. It will be her cash. Chris's face says it all. It's a no confidence pick. It's a no confidence pick.
Like,
I'm doing it. He's 73 at the moment. There's a lot of 73. He just has to be okay, and he'll get into the top 50. He doesn't have to have an amazing year. Arthur Fees probably would have been my legitimate pick, but I'm not going to replicate someone else's pick. But I'm going Hurkacz. He's my man. I love Poland. I wish I could visit Poland. My brother's going to visit Poland.
I am. There's so many players you could have picked. You got Kovacevic, the American, at rank 95. 95. Mate,
He's down 23 spots, mate, that guy. Down 23 spots, 95. He's fallen. It's the way out of 100. He'll be on the second page. Mate, it's like the Google search. If you're on the second page, you don't exist. It's like you're not even there. It's the second page of Google search results. Mate, I'm not clicking next. I think I'm clicking from 101 to 200. I'm not clicking that.
What a waste of a pick. That's all I could say.
I love it. I picked him deliberately because when he ends up being the one that gets the most points, we're going to replay that comment from Chris that it was a waste of a pick. Who would you have picked? Who else did you have in your short?
Elliot Fazeri, the American, ranked 74, one behind.
Yeah. If I stopped at 73, if I just scrolled one more, I would have saw it potentially put him into contention.
You could go Alexander Shevchenko, fellow Kazakhstani, ranked 86. Yannick Hafman had a good run, ranked 62. And, this one was going to be a smoky, actually. He actually played a good AO, and I've seen his matches. Martin, sorry, not that Hungarian. The other one I mentioned before, Marozan. He's 44 ranked. Fabian Marozan. Anyway.
All fair shouts. I'm going to stick with Hurkacz after all that.
Okay, Poland.
I double down and make him my captain as well. Like we can pretend it's EPL fantasy. If you want to give me a captain for double points, we can throw that in as well. Mine will be Hurkacz. So you don't have to tell me your captain right now. Send me a message in the chat box throughout the week.
Fritz is my captain.
All right. I'm going to put the big C on Taylor. Taylor's going to think he's captain. Little does he know he's being shorted. Being shorted heavily.
Heavily.
Who are you captaining, Age? You got to give it to Big Arthur.
Mine aren't going to be massive movers. But anyway, give it to Arthur. I think he'll make the most inroads.
You give it to Fonseca. Give it to Arthur.
I feel like you need to come up with some kind of algorithm, because if you pick a player, say in the top 20, it should be worth more than a player in 50 plus, if you know what I mean. Like maybe every point won or lost, if you pick a player in the top 20, is worth double points, double bubble. Come on, just type it in your fucking spreadsheets or whatever you do. What do you get paid for, mate?
That's nonsense, and we've been over this. You're getting me confused with the other guy. I don't get paid. What do you mean? Well, I'm not calculating a jump in the ranking points in the top 20 and trying to calculate that's worth the same as jumping from 90 to 70. That's just nonsensical. The whole point of this is someone's overpriced, someone's underpriced.
All right.
On that next week, we do pick someone out of the top 10 who's going to have the best year.
How about we do WTA next week?
I think next week we do WTA, and the week after WTA again. And then maybe by May we'll look at the ATP.
Let's do the ITF.
Let's do the junior boys tour.
Let's do the NSJDA. Friday night, Saturday morning competition.
Just camp out. It's the only way.
Thank you for that, gentlemen. Pod's gone off the rails as per usual. I will put your picks in the archives. I will pull them out about, December 20th, dust off the cobwebs, do some calculations in my fancy spreadsheet, and see which one of us Spuds predicted the best. Speaking of Spuds, we're at that time of the pod recording where we will move to Battle of the Spuds.
We're listening.
And he's
Adams,
he's
He's
off the
Ready for
rails.
music in,
he's
and it just
Yeah.
malfunctioned my
Jeez.
laptop. Unbelievable.
Adam's back after like 43 minutes. Adam is back.
Jeez.
His screen was frozen for a good 40 minutes, and
Yeah.
geez, me and Barjas just thinking we're talking to
my viewers in California had time to fly over and have a fucking cup of coffee.
Oh, very nice. Yes, it's we're struggling for internet out here. It's good to be back. It's good to be on the pod this week. It's very nice. Gentlemen, are we ready for today's Battle of the Spuds?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Today's edition of Battle of the Spuds, Chris, I set this one up for you this week. It is a WTA special. WTA 1000 tournaments. That will be the topic of conversation this week. I had this one written up last week, and I thought it was topical because the girls were in Dubai last week. I don't know, I'm getting confused with all the Middle Eastern tournaments happening at the moment. There was the two back-to-back Middle Eastern 1000 tournaments. So I thought, let's do a WTA 1000 tournaments before we do an Indian Wells one. So how's that sound, Chris?
Sounds like shit, but anyway, let's do it.
And then, of course, we will end with everyone's favorite segment, Who Am I? Gentlemen, are we ready?
Yes, we are. Start your engines.
Chris, can you please open your chat box? I can see Adrian's open.
Mine isn't open. Mine's not even open. Mine's not even open.
Fucking this guy.
I think he can tell the viewers who are driving at work listening to it. I think he can tell if theirs are open as well.
This guy's so full of shit saying he's doing this one for me. Clearly, he's not doing it for me. Doesn't even deserve a divided part of my attention right now. I'm just scrolling through my X. That's more fucking amusing to me than this pathetic host.
My favorite part is he could see mine was open, but it wasn't even open.
Of course, don't forget to, if you want to play along at home, just open that chat box. Open the comment section. ABC and D's, drop some letters in. Thanks to everyone a couple of weeks ago.
The animal will know if you don't or you do have that chat box open.
That's right.
A few viewers in Idaho, I can see that chat boxes aren't open. Yeah. Please open yours. That'd be good. I will tell you results. Thanks to everybody who emailed in a couple of weeks ago. Give me random emails, Chris, that came through. Just random letters coming in. I was there tallying for weeks.
Yeah, who was the first one? Can you tell me that?
We got Kyle from Idaho. He actually won the quiz a couple of weeks ago. Most people who mailed in their answers, they beat you actually, Chris. So maybe we should get some guest audience participation for the quiz.
It may be.
Yeah.
Maybe we should invite them on. I'd love to hear from them. Let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Okay, let's do that. Question 1. In 2024, who shocked the tennis world by winning the Miami Open WTA 1000 title during what she had announced was her final season on tour? Was it A, Angelique Kerber? Was it B, Victoria Azarenka? Was it C, Danielle Collins? Or was it D, Venus Williams? 2024 Miami Open WTA 1000. Who won the tournament? And at the time had said that was going to be her last season on tour. A, Kerber, B, Azarenka, C, Collins, or D, Williams. Adrian has locked in Azarenka. Chris has locked in his arch nemesis, mortal enemy, Neil Collins. Chris,
he loves Collins.
On the boards. Chris hates Collins, and Chris is correct. It was Danielle Collins, ranked 53 at the time. Of course, that wasn't her last season on tour. She then announced later in the year that she was going to play in 2025. So a bit of a trick question. Chris, did you know that, or was that just a guess?
No, I was confident it was her Azarenka. I was thinking just by the timeline in terms of who retired first. But yeah, I used to like her. I used to think she was quite attractive, but then I don't know, just seeing her the way she is and the way she acts, and there was a time when she posted something on social media saying like she was open to dating, and she had like requirements though. And one of her requirements was no short kings. And then I automatically fucking wanted her dead because I'm under 6 foot.
Fair enough. But like I keep saying, if she did want to date you, I don't think you'd say no. I think still single.
I wonder why.
2. Which player successfully defended her Canadian Open crown by winning the WTA 1000 event in Montreal in 2023 and backed it up by winning in Toronto in 2024? Was it A, Iga Swiatek, B, Jessica Pegula, C, Aryna Sabalenka, or D, Alexa Rybakina? Which player went back-to-back in 2023-2024, winning the Canadian Open? Montreal 23, Toronto 24. A, Swiatek, B, Pegula, C, Sabalenka, D, Rybakina. Adrian locked in A, Swiatek. Chris is pondering as he reopens his chat box and goes with his girl, Elena Rybakina. You are both incorrect. It was B, Jessica Pegula. She became the first woman to win consecutive Canadian Open title since Martina Hingis did it back in 99-2000.
Jeez.
That was a tricky one. Particularly for you, Chris, who has no interest in the WTA tour. I should mention as well, I've only got the 4 questions this week, not the usual 6. It was just hard coming up with questions, to be honest, for the WTA tournament. Question number 3. Elena Rybakina won the 2003 Italian Open in Rome, but her run was highly unusual. Why? A, she saved match points in every single round. B, she played all her matches past midnight. C, 3 of her opponents retired mid-match, including in the final. Or D, she hit 0 aces in the whole tournament. Yes, that was an easy one. It was C. 3 of her opponents retired mid-match, including the final. The players being Anna Kaliskina, Iga Swiatek, and Kanalina in the final all retired against Rybakina due to injuries during the tournament. So, Medvedev style. You both get that one. Chris leads 2-1 as we go into the last question. Chris, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
2024, Iga Swiatek achieved a historic three-peat by winning which Middle Eastern WTA 1000 tournament for the 3rd year in a row? Was it A, Dubai, B, Doha, C, Abu Dhabi, or D, Riyadh?
You say it again.
Which tournament? A, Dubai.
No, not the question.
B, Doha. The whole question. Usually it's Adrian asking for the question. In 2024, Iga Swiatek achieved a historic three-peat by winning which Middle Eastern WTA 1000 tournament for the 3rd year in a row? Was it A, Dubai, B, Doha, C, Abu Dhabi, or D, Riyadh? This is like they all sound the same to me. Chris has locked in Abu Dhabi. Adrian has locked in B, Doha. The answer is B, Doha. She became the first player to win 3 consecutive titles at the same WTA event since Serena Williams won Miami from 2013 to 2015. Adrian, you have squared it up at 2-2, which means it all comes down to everyone's favourite.
It's rare. It's rare we go into this even Stevens.
It happens. Happens rarely.
Yeah. Right. Who's gonna bite first?
Do it. I do want to say, I want an even fight. I want a fair fight. What happened 2 weeks ago was an abomination. I don't like it. It's angered me. I had to take a week off. That's why we couldn't record last week at all for everyone. If I'm going to go to the effort of putting together these questions, and you know the answers, I expect you to jump in, say your name, and say the answer.
I didn't know the answer.
And not down.
Yeah, I appreciate you want to take it easy on me. Don't take it easy on me, Varjos. That's disrespectful.
I didn't know the answer. I didn't know the name. I couldn't think of the name.
Not even you believe that.
You're on your last.
I could picture his face, but I couldn't picture the name.
Giving you there for the doubt, but it's your last warning. All right. Are we ready? Who am I? Remember, your names are your buzzers. And if you're playing along at home, just yell your name randomly in the car, in the street,
We'll
shopping
hear it.
centre, at the gym. We'll hear it and just say the answer, in a week or two if you're right or not. Who am I? For 5 points. I was born in Buffalo, New York, to billionaire parents who own 2 massive professional sports franchises.
Chris.
Adrian.
Chris jumps in early for 5 points. Who am I?
Pagula.
Yes, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. I can hear
That
everyone
was
yelling
shit.
that one.
Oh, shit. Why do you start off with billionaire parents for 5 points?
WTA players are there from Buffalo, fucking the States?
It'd been Anna Masova. You never know. Could be Coco
No.
Goff.
Jeez, you thought fucking last week was bad. This is an abomination. I'm going to put you on final notice, mate.
Was terrible. Awful.
5 points for the most obvious thing.
Fucking hell.
In hindsight, it wasn't a wise choice.
Let's see the rest of it. Let's see the rest of the prompts. I want to hear it. For 4 points, my name is Jessica.
What are the 2 sports franchises her parents own?
NFL and...
The name of the clubs. Name me the sport.
I don't fucking know.
Maybe I should have put that then first.
Maybe you should have. Go on, I want to
What
hear
was the rest? Yeah, go.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear the rest of it.
It was the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo!
This guy just won $30.
Like turning pro in 2009, I am known as a late bloomer on the tour. I didn't reach my first ever Grand Slam singles final till the 2024 US Open in front of my home crowds. While I'm a top singles player, I've also reached the top in doubles tennis, hitting world number 1 in 2023, reaching the 2022 French Open doubles finals alongside Coco Goff. And should I start with that?
Yeah. If you just left out the billionaire thing, I would not have had a clue at this point.
I would have said should have said rich parents. Wealthy parents. I come from a wealthy family.
Billionaire. This guy.
Look, I'll have a word to my assistant during the week and we'll make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Do better.
Right. Speaking of apologies, Adrian, do you have anybody you'd like to apologise to?
I would like to apologise on behalf of Talking Tennis to our fans in California, Wisconsin, South Dakota, especially. Shout out to Steve in Wisconsin who sent me a dick pic. Shout out to him. That was fantastic. Just bring it in, boys. To send me the emails, all the fan mail. It's been fantastic. So keep it up. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you want to shout out your Instagram as well? If any of your fans just want to reach out, say hello, send you more pics.
Yeah. It's Twitter. My handle's at ragingdickpics.com.
Yeah, feel free to send all your fans through to ragingdickpics.com. That's at ragingdickpics.com, of course, on Instagram.
That's right.
Yeah, I imagine what those DMs look like. Chris, anything you want to say to the bots who follow you on X?
Well, firstly, I want to state that they are not bots, okay? They're all very attractive young women looking for attention and who are sharing more than their personal information, okay? They are not bots. They are bright, intelligent, beautiful women with... They're not sus at all.
Is that what they tell you?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, they're all Instagram influencers living in Dubai at the moment. Any parting words, Chris?
We'll do better next week to all of our listeners. Yeah, we'll do better in everything.
Yeah.
In everything. Just an
Everything.
all-round team. Everything just needs to be lifted next week. We'll see how we go. We'll be on the tail end of Indian Wells, so we'll lift our game for next week. Thank you, everybody, for listening to today's podcast. If you made it this far, what the hell is wrong with you? But thank you. We appreciate the support. Don't forget to follow us on Apple, Spotify, podcast platform, insert podcast platform here, whichever one you listen to us on. We'll catch you next week. Good evening and good night.